Today's video is sponsored by mulliganbrothers.com, where you can now buy the Not a Journal, which is ironically called the Not a Journal. It's a journal, guys. It's a success journal. It's linked in the description. Purchasing these helps support projects like this in the future. Let's jump into the video and hear some amazing wise words from Master Shi Heng Yi.
So my name is Shi Heng Yi. I am currently the headmaster here from the Shaolin Temple Europe, and in this function I'm taking care of sharing all the knowledge that I have at the moment with everybody who is interested to know more about the different Shaolin practices and Shaolin arts. And that means the purpose of our organization that we have here in Germany is really to be a point where everyone who is interested can come and just experience for themselves what all of these Shaolin teachings are about. Martial arts was something interesting for me, and this simply fit together with the way of how my father was thinking that time, that he wanted me to start practicing with the age of 4, to just join a Shaolin school nearby here in Kaiserslautern, Germany, where I just start my practice. And yes, to make it really simple, I stayed with whatever I started with and never really gave up on falling into different directions. So in a way it was normal that there came some hard times where I really wanted to give up and didn't follow up anymore on the martial arts side. But my father, in that sense, he never gave me a choice to even consider of quitting something that I started so early in age. And that means for me that I just spent most of the times. I went to school here in Germany. After school, I went to the training. After training, I was sleeping and eating the normal things. But then it was really, really simple, my life, in terms of I had the school, I had the training, and I had the other things needed to just live, but that was it. So all of my energy, all of my focus, I could completely invest in the training and also in the school system, yeah. So the typical day was normally 6 o'clock to wake up and prepare myself in order to go to school. And then most of the times here in Germany, I had school starting from 8 o'clock until 1 o'clock, or sometimes also until 2 or 3 o'clock. And directly afterwards, actually, the current abbot of the monastery, he was already picking me up from school then and bringing me to the location for the training. And so that means starting from, let's say, 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. That was the time that I spent in learning more about the martial arts, practicing, training, and also already starting to dive into the theoretical knowledge that lies behind all of this. And what actually was my main purpose and a really, really big point of motivation in order for me to start building up this monastery, and also nowadays still trying to keep sharing all of these treasures, is that in the very beginning, also for me, I have to say that every time I watched the Shaolin movies and every time something about Shaolin came onto my mind, in the first place I was always limiting it in a way to the physical aspects, and meaning to the physical abilities of these people, of these persons who are practicing the Shaolin arts. But now, after 34 years, how can I say, it is a very, very important aspect, the physical training. But there will come the time when you simply have to realize that it's impossible to keep up this physicality on the long run. No matter how much performance you can deliver at this very moment. But just due to the simple facts of we are getting old, we are having more restrictions inside our body, it's impossible to keep up that performance on the long term. So therefore, it becomes very, very relevant that there are other aspects about the human, about yourself, which is more sustainable and that you can keep up for a much, much longer time. And this is something that in the beginning you don't pay attention to so much because it's not interesting for you. Because we are normally, when we are growing up, we are very outwards driven. We are very competitive also. So that means for me it was also very normal. I became better because I compared myself with others. I saw how others were doing their performance. I saw how skillful other people were. And that's why I looked up to them in the beginning and tried to ask myself, okay, they can do it. How can I try and get to that point as well? And so that means competition and that competitive mind in the very beginning was an important aspect of, how do I say, of challenging yourself and of also trying to get the best version out of you. But meanwhile, things just have shifted a little bit. And the purpose right now, why I'm training, why I'm still pushing myself, now it has shifted that I don't have the competitive mind in comparison to somebody else, but now it's really to myself only. And that means that it's endless in a way. It becomes endless, this path of how much you can grow, because you simply just take yourself as that one person that you try to improve. And at the same time, because now it's yourself that you are taking as this idol and as the best version comparison, this also means you have a much deeper insight into the person that you're comparing yourself with. Because before, you saw the physical abilities and you saw the skills of another person, but sometimes you didn't see their character. But now, because it is yourself that you are facing with, now you can dive much deeper into what you are actually made out of. And then it comes to certain points that nowadays we know them as the virtues of the martial arts, or the so-called Wude, the virtues of martial arts. And sometimes you find that there are 10 different virtues, sometimes you find that there are 14. And it really depends on how deep you go into this type of thinking. But what are these virtues? And I think this is something that nowadays I really think it is something that can benefit quite a lot of people. And to just put it in short terms, if nowadays you grow up somewhere in Western Europe or in the Western countries, you go to school and what you are being taught in school has a lot to do about learning something about a subject. So that means you learn about biology, you learn about chemistry, you learn about mathematics, you learn a certain topic, a certain subject. But now, there are some people who are much quicker in grasping the essence of any subject. There are people that are very straightforward and that can be very concentrated, focused and disciplined when it comes to just studying page after page. Other people, maybe they come home from school and the first thing is they cannot sit down and learn. They need to go out first and do other activities with friends. So there are quite different characters that are afterwards have to deal with the fact of learning to study right now. And now the same applies for the martial arts. It's like you see your instructor, you see your teacher, he's demonstrating something to you. But now some people have a very quick understanding of the mind and have a very quick coordination abilities of the mind. And other people, they don't understand very good with the mind, but maybe they can apply it very quickly. So that means there is also something else about us humans that on some people is developed and on other people it is not developed yet. And these things are, for example, discipline. So I don't think that it is a coincidence if somebody is a disciplined person and another person does not have this or doesn't express this type of discipline. It doesn't mean he doesn't have it. It's just that he expresses it maybe in a different way. And just like discipline, it's very, very often, yes, because I also think it's important. But when it comes to the Shaolin teachings, we also have something like loyalty. Don't make too concrete pictures in the mind of how the future should look like. The goals, I think, you cannot, you do not have, let's say, impact on the goal itself. But what all of life's purpose, all of the 24 hours day you do have, is that you can shape the direction of where those goals are going to appear. So it is the direction, in a way, that we are shaping. Yeah, and therefore, I think there are many different ways how to express all of these things, and the Shaolin way, and to start with the martial arts is one very, very easy way, because in the beginning you do not need to care about anything, how to live your life, how to master your life, how to make these things. First of all, it's about feel good. Wake up without having any part of your body which is like disturbing you to live a normal day. It starts really with the simple things. At the same time, let's say you want to go with some friends on a visit in another country, just to make some adventure and to explore a different country. And now there are some people that say, yes, but to really explore another country, we need to discover, we need to walk. Yeah, we need to do things, we need to be active. We cannot sit in the hotel room and just watch television. Then what do we have from the country? So to discover, to explore, to make something from your journey means you need to walk. We need to be active. But now the question is, when you look at your 24-hour day, how much of this 24-hour day is it active, and how much of it is it like waiting, sitting, and passively observing? So we need both of them. But when it comes to exploring, we need activity. And this is also something that with integrated training, and it only can be 1 hour per day in the beginning, 1.5, then in the evening again. This gives us structure. This gives us structure and tells our body, look, in the morning you wake up, energy raise up, be active. Prepare yourself to do activity. Start walking, start meeting people, start doing the things that cost you energy. It's necessary to create.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support Master Shi Heng Yi, please go to shaolin.online, where you can see his new courses. You can get more resources for him. And I believe you can find out how you can actually visit the temple. Today's video was sponsored by the new Not a Journal on mulliganbrothers.com and the Inspire Change t-shirts and the Hardest Work in the Room t-shirts. But the Not a Journal is something that I have actually worked on for a few years. It's how I journal. I don't know if that's going to come up on camera, but basically you write the stuff that you want to get done and the notes on the side. Super simple. This is how I've always journaled. And one of the biggest problems I found with journals and buying journals and success journals is they're just very overcomplicated. So this is just a completely simplified version. It's on the website right now. It helps support these projects and allows us to get stuff like this done. The support has been amazing. It's been my everyone who's been following me on Instagram and DMing me as well. Thank you so much. Trying to hit 10K. We're actually getting quite close. We're on 2,700. We will get there. But yeah, the journal, again, well received. Thank you very much for everybody who's done it. And people did ask how long would this last me. It'll give you about a year. There's like 300 odd pages in it. So it'll give you about a year or just under a year. And I have started using mine. I won't show you what it says, but I've started using mine. And I've been so excited to get this. So yeah, thank you very much. They're available right now. And yes, I have to plug this. This is how we are able to do this. So thank you. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram at Jordan Mulligan Brother. Drop me a message, say hello. And yeah, have a blessed and productive day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.